Our first question was submitted by Ryan Kaiser of Bristol, Tennessee, and it's a good question. It is a question concerning the role of the Holy Spirit in the life of unfallen Adam. I will have to confess that I hadn't thought about this much until several years ago at the spring conference of Greenville Presbyterian Theological Seminary when I heard a young man speak named Ryan McGraw. Ryan McGraw, in my opinion, is the leading scholar in the world on John Owen. And John Owen wrote a significant amount on the Holy Spirit. He wrote a great book on the Holy Spirit that I recommend to anybody. It's hard going, but it's great and it's thoroughly biblical. And he wrote on the Holy Spirit in the life of Adam, and it amounts to this, and I'll just say it very quickly. You can listen to Ryan McGraw or you can read John Owen for all the background, but they teach that just as the last Adam in his humanity, that is Jesus, needed the Holy Spirit and be filled with the Holy Spirit in order to walk in perfect obedience, so the first Adam also in the Garden of Eden before the fall needed the Holy Spirit to walk in obedience. The Holy Spirit played a very important role in the creation of the world and the creation of man. He hovered over the waters in the very beginning. He breathed into Adam the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And so to say that the Holy Spirit was active in the life of Adam, helping him live a godly life, is nothing unusual. It's an old view, and I would recommend to you McGraw and John Owen. Since we're on the subject of the Holy Spirit, I would like to recommend some of my favorite books on the Holy Spirit. And one of my very favorite one was written by a man named Vaughan, called The Gifts of the Holy Spirit. He lived in the middle 19th century, and I don't think there's any other book on the Holy Spirit to compare with it. In fact, when you read all of the charismatic books on the Holy Spirit today, of which there are many, they're just like a shallow pond compared to the artesian wells of the Reformed literature on the Holy Spirit back through the ages. Besides Vaughan's book on the Holy Spirit, you have George Smeaton, 19th century, great book on the Holy Spirit. I particularly enjoy, although he is innovative in his theology, I particularly enjoy Abraham Kuyper's a big book on the Holy Spirit. He has some very insightful things to say, as well as being a tremendous literary artist. Also, there is James Buchanan, wrote a great book on the Holy Spirit, a 19th century Scottish Presbyterian. Thomas Goodwin, who was one of the independents at the Westminster Assembly, wrote a good book on the Holy Spirit. Leon Morris wrote a small little paperback on the Holy Spirit, but it is a very good one, and these people deal with the person and the work of the Holy Spirit in a depth that modern books on the Holy Spirit can't even touch. But if you can get the book by Vaughan, C.R. Vaughan, on the Gifts of the Holy Spirit, I think it's either Banner of Truth or Sprinkle Publication. That book I have read over and over, preached sermons from it time and again, and I would highly recommend it to you.